However, a few things have solidified that I am going to show the DM interaction between us. More than anything. The DMs are very embarrassing for him. Bald old man emoji. Person running emoji. Puff of smoke emoji. It is like the most subhuman, like narcissistic, self-centered thought process you could imagine. At minimum, does not give a possibly deliberately engages this way. Guys, today I was expecting to be starting the stream with a debate with Hutch, okay? Former, perhaps future, Destiny Orbiter. Okay? Former, perhaps future, Destiny Orbiter. As Hutch saw a video I made on him just the other day, a segment that I put out where I reviewed a few of his debates. He saw it, and he decided he wanted to debate. He decided he wanted to talk to me. So he tweeted at me just the other day, "Hi, we should chat on stream sometime." See, this is 20th of July. It's now the 21st. This was about 48 hours ago, almost. But anyway, Hutch tweeted this out, and lots of people were very excited, okay? Lots of people were excited. Lots of people were saying they were happy to see Hutch debating me. And so I replied, obviously I replied saying, sure, feel free to DM or add me on Discord. And so that's what happened. Hutch DM'd me, and we were setting up a debate for today, for right now, really. For like 5 minutes ago, it was meant to start. But that didn't happen. Now, I was initially hopeful. I was initially quite hopeful. I was like, I don't really have like these huge political disagreements with Hutch, you know. Ultimately, we're both libs. The issues I have are stuff like the constant hand-wringing and about how, oh, pro-Gaza lefties didn't vote enough. That's totally why we lost the election, guys. Or they weren't enthusiastic enough about the DNC. That's why we lost the election. Oh, it's just not true. I can't see that as true at all. And the sort of game, I think some people like Hutch and Lonerbox types play, where they'll be like, why are people mad at Contra? I don't understand why people are mad at ContraPoints. She said genocide bad. It's like, well, if you actually read the statement, you probably can figure out why lefties would be mad with her, really, couldn't you? Like, she's expressing things that they probably wouldn't be okay with. And, like, the whole point of the statement was basically, yeah, maybe this pro-Palestine protesting just isn't worth it. Maybe you should give it up because you got Trump elected. That's basically what the point was. So, I don't like that stuff. But that's about it. That's like the end of my substantive disagreements with Hutch. The rest is a lot about his personality. So I thought maybe we could talk about that. I was initially hopeful. I thought he was going to watch my video. That's not unfounded either. That's not just me being like, oh, yeah, I'm sure Hutch will watch my video. No, I saw this getting shared around. So this is actually from Nicholas Diorio's paid Discord, I believe. And it's a screenshot from Hutch's Discord. So Hutch says in his Discord, everyone, we've got some fun content to react to tomorrow. So he never got to this, and he linked my video here. And someone in Nick Diorio's Discord, in the paid members Nick Diorio Discord, posts, ooh, that should be a fun watch, lol. Can't wait for Kuihman to be in chat begging to call in. Well, joke's on you, loser, because the whole point was that he was going to debate me. So, nice one, you fucking idiot. So, I was hopeful, because Hutch is doing this whole, like, oh, we got some fun content to react to. I'm gonna own this guy. We got some fun content to react to, guys. This snark leftist is attacking me. Basically, is attacking me for being bald. Isn't that kind of a double standard? Aren't you against attacking intrinsic traits? I was hoping for that sort of reaction, you know. I was hoping for that sort of thing. But that hasn't happened, guys. That hasn't happened. And, guys, I'm thinking about how to handle this, okay? I was racking my brain for how to handle this. Really, I started racking my brain for how to handle this last night before I went to sleep, because I did speak to Hutch briefly before I went to sleep. But this morning when I woke up, especially, I say this morning, this afternoon when I woke up, I was contemplating, how do I handle this? What do I do? What do I do in this situation? Because I don't like just leaking DMs. Unless I, like, know the person well, and it's just, like, a funny, inconsequential DM, and we're, you know, everyone's gonna be okay with it. I don't like just going and leaking DMs, generally. However, a few things have solidified that I am gonna show the DM interaction between us. A few things have solidified it for me. There's a few factors that I'm considering here, so I want to sort of lay out my thinking on this. First of all, I do think we need to penalize running pretty hard. I think that's, or where we can penalize running, it should be penalized. That's number one. Number two is he was very cocky initially. I don't like this attitude where you go into your Discord and tag at everyone with a video critical of you. I don't like this attitude at all. I don't go and do gay shit like this. I don't like this attitude whatsoever where you go and you tag at everyone. Oh, we've got some fun content to react to tomorrow. It's pretty bitch behavior. It's like, I'm not even gonna, it's like, it is kind of low-key brigading. I don't really care about that aspect of it. It's just kind of like, it just comes off very insecure. It's just like you're running into your Discord hug box to at everyone and be like, God, someone's talking shit about me right now. Like, you look like kind of a fucking bitch. You do kind of look like a massive fucking bitch. So I don't like that attitude. So that's the first two things. Now, third thing, I've heard that he said someone reached out to tell him about me. Now, he didn't say that to me, so there's sort of a discrepancy between those two, which is bothersome. And also, I really, really dislike this attitude of going around behind his like, oh, don't talk to that guy. Don't talk to that guy. Why don't talk to me? Why don't talk to me? Whoever's telling you not to talk to me should say in public why they told you not to talk to me, what their basis is, and then when they say inevitably, oh, he's bad faith, they should give an example and explain how I was wrong in that case. That's what I would like to say. I don't like this bitch attitude where it's like, oh, don't talk to this guy. Don't talk to this guy. That's fucking bitch attitude. And the final reason, and this is really the most important reason why I am deciding to leak these DMs, it's because of how he acted in the DMs. It's because of how he acted. More than anything. The DMs are very embarrassing for him. And that's pretty much the deciding factor here. So I want to go over these, okay, guys? And we're going to talk about Hutch a little bit more as we go over these. Dev SFO in chat says, I have only one impression of Hutch. We were on some panel together. He liked what I said and did that soy snapping thing. Did not believe he was a real person. You might feel that again in a moment, Dev. You might feel that again in a moment. Okay, so let's just have a little look at what he said in these DMs. Let's try and line these up well with my camera. If I can get my trackpad to work and do the little zoom. Right now, no such luck. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go through and analyze what happened here. So Hutch reaches out after my Twitter reply. And he says, are you free tomorrow? I'm available from 9:30 a.m. Pacific until around 1 p.m. Okay, good start. That's cool. Now, I'm not available at those times. I usually start stream at about 1 p.m. Pacific. That's usually the earliest I'll start stream at is 1 p.m. Pacific. Usually more like 2. So that's not really very good for me. I say, I'm not really available to stream until at least 1 p.m. Pacific most days. Are you free any later at some point, or is that your limit? Can try to sort something out. I'm trying to be accommodating. I'm trying to make sure this happens. Trying to, make sure that even if there's a problem on his side with the time, he knows. He knows I'm here. He knows I'm willing, okay? I have a thing tomorrow, but I can do 1 p.m. Pacific on Monday. So obviously the thing he had that day was a WIC panel about Israel-Palestine. I understand. You had a pre-booked WIC panel. I understand. Don't let me get in the way of your WIC panel, Hutch. Seriously. So I say, you good with 1:30? That's more like my usual stream starting time. I'm like, okay, I need to, that way make sure I've got time to like prep, and not prep as in prep for the debate, but prep for my stream and be ready, be awake, had my coffee, all that stuff. He says, sure. Okay, great. Nice. I assume you do debates over Discord. I'm just Kuihman on there. And I follow up with, let me know if you want to limit it to specific topics or anything like that. If you want to debate something in particular or just talk through disagreements, I don't mind. So I'm trying to lay out here. If you've got specific terms you want for this debate, specific topics you want to touch or don't want to touch, tell me now. Let's have that discussion now so that when we have the conversation, there can't be any confusion. No one can be like, I'm being ambushed or any crazy shit like that. Not that I think Hutch would necessarily do that, but just, you know, I'm trying to make sure we hash everything out before we start the conversation, just to make sure we're perfect. We're perfectly set. So, he says, Discord is fine. I figured we would debate my baldness and general cringe shitlibness in response to your video. So, okay, I figure this is joking. Figure he's just like, you know, we're fucking around here. You know, we're going to debate his baldness. You know, haha. Epic, you know, sure. No topics then. I guess you haven't watched my video yet. You're just like posting it in your Discord because you're like, oh, someone's hating on me. Guys, come check out this person hating on me. You don't even know what was said in it yet. You're asking to debate without knowing the criticisms. You might agree with them fully, but you're just going for the debate. And I just don't get it. Like, he was doing sort of like a weird posturing thing, but he doesn't even know what was said. It's okay. So I leave it there. I don't reply to that. I'm like, okay, this guy's like, you know, that I guess no specific topics. I leave it there. I don't know what else to say to that, you know. It doesn't seem like we've got any specific topics, so we'll just go on to the debate. So, but he messages back later on, okay, like 24 hours later. He says, wait, so you're like a shitlord? I initially thought you were interested in politics. I have absolutely zero desire to do shitlord stuff. So, I don't really know what he means by this. I don't know what a shitlord is. I think the last time I heard shitlord would have been in, like, 2013, listening to Yogscast videos, where they would use shitlord as a pejorative. That's probably my last memory of someone saying shitlord. So there's like this. So now I am trapped in DMs with this 40-year-old man using the term shitlord, and I've got no idea what it means. I'm like, I don't know what you're asking me. Can you talk like a human being, please? But furthermore than that, he says, I thought you were actually interested in politics. Now, if you just glance at my channel, my second channel, you can very quickly see I am interested in. I put out stuff on politics all the time. I like talking about politics. I like joking around about it as well, and I like making fun of people and ripping on people's content while I'm talking about politics. But I definitely touch on politics quite a lot. So I don't really know. So I'm either we're drawing a distinction here. Like there's like a dichotomy between people who are shitlords and people who are interested in politics. Apparently you can't be both. I don't know necessarily what a shitlord is, but I'm understanding that in Hutch's view, these are in a dichotomy. You cannot be both. You're either a shitlord or interested in politics. So I'm like trying to figure out exactly what I'm being asked here. I have absolutely zero desire to do shitlord stuff. It's like you're laying down pretty firmly here. Like this is actually this doesn't feel like you're really asking me a question here. You're not actually asking me if I'm a shitlord or whatever that means. You're not actually asking me that. You've decided you don't want to do this conversation anymore, and you are now trying to come up with a way of asking me a question that will give you the pretext to back out without actually revealing the reason you're backing out, right? Because obviously I can have a conversation about politics. You can just go glance at the video that I watched that I put out about you. You could just go see maybe some of my takes are in there. That's about politics, obviously, but you didn't. Apparently you didn't do that. So it does just come off as like a little bit disingenuous to me. I'm like, okay. So I say, no idea what you mean by that. I mainly cover drama and sometimes politics / adjacent topics. You talk like a human, please. Talk like a person, please. Explain what you mean. So he says, shitlord stuff. Not serious. Memes. There's full stops there. Shitlord stuff. Period. Not serious. Period. Memes. Period. You mean am I gonna troll you? Like what are you asking right now? He's a very serious guy, Hutch, okay? Listen. Destiny-adjacent political commentary is serious business, and Hutch takes it as such, okay? It's very serious business. Don't engage with any shitlords, okay? They bring down the rep, all right? We can't make it seem unserious by engaging with shitlords, okay? I'm gonna be a part of the DNC one day. I want to be a canvassing organizer one day. I want to have my own canvassing house where I can invite a bunch of college kids to stay for 6 weeks. This is very serious. I need to look after my reputation. Could not possibly care less about that stuff. So I say, that's not much clearer to be, Jesus Christ. That's not much clearer to be honest. Are you asking if I actually give my opinions? If so, then yes. I joke around a lot also, if that's what you're asking. So, I thought I'm getting across pretty well here. I'm like, yeah, there's like a joking kind of comedy vibe all the time, some of the stuff I'm saying, but I'm giving opinions, you know. They're in a direction, I'm giving a take. I'll justify it, I'll argue it. And he says, your content is a bit too shitposty for the kind of conversations. Go with God. Sorry, I'm fucking up reading that, but it's not actually my fault. Because he does say, your content is a bit too shitposty for the kinds of conversations. Go with God, salute emoji. So now it's not just, okay? So this is like, I was really like, okay, I'm going to show these DMs. Because this is just crazy. This is crazy. Bro, get off your fucking high horse, you self-serious, bald fucking loser. You're fucking retarded. You're so embarrassing saying shit like this. Your content is a bit too shitposty for the, obviously means these kinds of conversations. Go with God, salute. Dude, shut the fuck up. What do you mean my content is too shitposty for these kinds of conversations? Asmongold is the video's political commentator on the fucking internet right now, and you would jump at any opportunity to debate that guy. No, you've got some other bitch excuse to not fucking talk to me because Erudite got in your ear or some shit like that. And you've decided you're not doing it because you're worried about how it might go or how it might look to your friends or some shit like that. And you're being a fucking pussy now. You're too shitposty for these kinds of conversations. Get a fucking grip. Like, it's not even like it's too shitposty for me. Like, I'm trying to be more serious. No, it's for these kinds of conversations. Bro, get a fucking grip. It's the internet, bro. You're a 500 viewer internet politics streamer. It ain't that fucking deep, bro. It really ain't that fucking deep, okay? It really is not. And so I reply. And this is, he doesn't reply to this. Running. And I do bald old man emoji. Person running emoji. Puff of smoke emoji. So that's where communication ended. Okay, that's where communication ended. Now, there's interesting other dynamics happening here, guys. There's some interesting other dynamics happening here. There's some interesting dynamics I think we need to unpick. So first of all, I think the audio is a little bit fucked on this clip. But we'll play it anyway. Hutch said this yesterday.
I've been thinking about the Destiny situation a little bit more, guys. I've been thinking about that situation a little bit more. I don't regret distancing myself from something that was very radioactive. Like, every creator has to consider their own reputation and their own, like, brand. That's not...
So, he says he doesn't regret what he did. Every creator has to consider their own brand and persona, whatever, reputation. He doesn't say anything about the morality of it. Doesn't say anything about, oh, this being something disgusting that this guy did to my friend Pixie. That I just can't abide. No, it's the optics and the reputation and the PR. Okay?
Not a moral calculation. It's just, that's like a necessary calculation that every creator has to make. What I do think I regret was, like, talking about it in detail. I think looking back, I wish I would have just put that space and just not talked about it. But it is what it is.
So he wishes he just quietly left instead of making such a big deal out of it. So let's have, what did he say back at
I originally...
Also, the reason why this is happening, by the way, is because he had 2 debates recently that went pretty poorly for him. He had a debate on Live and Learn, where they brought on these guys called the Vanguard. Now, one of them was really dumb. One of them was slightly less dumb. But Hutch wasn't really, like, he keeps saying, oh, I won against him, I won against him. The real challenge to Hutch in that conversation wasn't the Vanguard guys. It was Pisco and Josiah. Pisco and Josiah were obviously trying to sort of steelman the position of the Vanguard guys to Hutch, and Hutch was shutting down and not engaging and looking pretty retarded. Now, Destiny went and looked at that debate, and obviously sided with Hutch against Pisco and the Vanguard guys, because Destiny is on this. Pisco's a communist. He's trying to discredit Pisco a lot right now, so he's just, like, blindly siding against him, trying to, like, you know, he sees Hutch as his way of influence against these people, I think. So, basically, Hutch has totally absorbed that, and he has convinced himself now he actually didn't look retarded in those debates. In fact, I actually watched for, like, all of maybe 30 seconds. I clicked on his Destiny stream because he was reviewing another Hutch debate, because Hutch had a follow-up conversation with Josiah and Pisco today. Well, he didn't have it today, but Destiny was reviewing it today. I saw like 30 seconds of it. Basically, Pisco is making the point that Democrats don't communicate their wins well. And when Democrats aren't necessarily winning, but are expending all their options, so for instance, with the student loan stuff, where Pisco obviously argues that Democrats like expended basically all their reasonable options to try and get the student loan forgiveness through in the maximum they could. But Pisco still says that as much as they did do everything they could to try and get it through legislatively, they did not successfully communicate that they were doing everything they could to voters. I don't think that's particularly controversial, but Destiny heard that, and Destiny freaks out and goes, yeah, because of people like you at Pisco. Like, legit, you can go watch it. Because of people like you at Pisco. It's absurd to say it's because of people like Pisco. And the justification he's using for that is that people like Pisco are pushing that message that the Democrats are so useless. Pisco doesn't push that message. Pisco acknowledges that the people who feel that way for a reason, and it's because of the Democrats' poor communication. But Destiny immediately goes, no, it's because of people like Pisco. Maybe the media, and he says this, maybe the media should do a better job of telling people how the process works. Yeah, you're going to change your whole fucking country's media. Bro, that's much more difficult than changing your candidate. And he cries, oh, I don't want an influencer candidate. Well, too bad. That's what the rest of your fucking country wants. And you have to win elections, you fucking idiot. It's just like the absolute dumbest responses. But Hutch, obviously, because Massa Destiny, Massa Steve, is saying that he's right now, he's going to incorporate this and allow it to just totally, like, reshape him again and harden his resolve in the most, like, retarded direction that only serves this fucking cum-eating deadbeat fucking cult leader. Like, that is the only person it serves. It's politically retarded, but it's just really good for making people not like Hassan and like Destiny and shit like that. That's, like, it's the only thing that attitude serves. Is that, basically. That's why he does it, is to try and distinguish himself from other lefties and left-leaning libs online. He'll go, oh, they're all retarded. They just hate Biden. They just hate Biden. Every time anyone has any criticism. It's like he does that with Israel. He does it with me. It's always just trying to be in, like, this counter lane. Anyway, not the point. Not the point. Let's just see what Hutch said here. So a chatter says it's not that big of a deal. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? What does Hutch say?
She's totally fine
What does Hutch say?
with it. She mostly just feels really bad about this. So this was the text that she sent me today, just so you have an idea of like where I'm coming from, and that she is like agreeing. She knows that I'm sending you these texts.
Horseman says, all right, listening to this reaction, I'm going to unsubscribe. The situation being treated like it's that big of a deal is simply ridiculous. It's unfortunate that it happened. It's not that serious. I just want to frame something to you. Okay. I'm going to assume that you're a human being that's capable of empathy. I'm going to assume that you're a human being that is capable of imagining what something would feel like and just proceed from there. And I want you to imagine you wake up one day and there are nude images of you on the internet, and you know you're never going to be able to take them down. And you had aspired to serve in a somewhat public role within the framework of like political engagement. as a career. And on top of being humiliated by having your images out there on the internet for anyone to see, now you have to consider dozens of other ways that this could potentially impact your life. You have to live with the stress that some crazy internet person, and there's no shortage of crazy people on the internet, you have to live with the concern that some crazy person on the internet is going to send your nude photos to your friends, to your family.
So he's saying, wait, so Hutch is right now saying things have changed in the case. I feel bad for Pixie, but well, he should describe what's changed in the case. Well, he should explain what substantively has changed in the case. He should explain that. It should be very easy to do that.
Your parents, to your siblings, to your employers, to your future employers. And so as a result of a decision that somebody else made without your consent, that you were not a party to, you have to now adjust
if you
to
get
that
me
moment
clips,
psychologically
get me the clips.
and have the fortitude to go through an experience like that and still live a functioning life, which when I ask myself that, I don't know if I could do it. If I was humiliated like that, I don't know if you guys would ever see me again, ever on the internet. And then I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do for I would just have to disappear. I would just have to my whole life would have to change. So I think to minimize this situation and say it's not that big of a deal, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that I don't think you've really thought this through. I don't think you really fully considered how much that would impact someone's internal life, their emotional state, their mental state, which is bad enough. But I don't think you probably evaluate how much it would impact someone's external life for the rest of their life. Something like this, people kill themselves for stuff like this.
So what changed in the case?
Now, Destiny didn't do it maliciously, right? But that doesn't matter because of his...
So he never thought it was malicious. He never thought it was malicious, so that couldn't have changed.
Wildly irresponsible, wildly impulsive, self-serving behavior. As a consequence of that, somebody else's, and now potentially multiple people's lives are now possibly forever changed. And so I'm just saying, to me, that is a big deal. So I would encourage you, if you're still in chat, I don't know if you pieced out already, just think about it. Just think about it. Just imagine, how would your life change if you were in the exact same spot? Just imagine that. I think if you think about it long enough, I think you'll start to understand that this is a big deal. And that what Destiny did was a profound violation of somebody else's privacy.
Wow.
And it had serious consequence.
Strong
The
words.
thing is that if there's receipts that you want
Strong
to
words. So what's changed? So what changed about the case? Like, this guy is just a total pathetic bitch. I would get it. I would have slightly more, marginally more, the tiniest bit more respect if I thought it was just for money. If I thought it was just money. But it's not. This guy is a pathetic bitch who got his ego bruised by his co-hosts. Destiny appeared to soothe his ego, and now everything's flipping in his head. Everything's flipping. It is like the most subhuman, like narcissistic, self-centered thought process you can imagine. It's so patently obvious. It's just blatant on the face of it. It's crazy. Totally absurd. Totally insane. So yeah. Pretty crazy stuff. He just totally ran. Do we have, can we get his stream from right now?
Bipartisan stuff was way more common back then. But people, like, when people are like, we need a...
Let's run it back. Let's hear if he's still talking about Destiny recently. How long ago was it?
What the hell could you possibly have meant with the Destiny comment? I shouldn't have...
Okay, wait, here we go. We got it right on.
And then he said he'll never be able to pass bipartisan legislation.
I don't know if anybody was saying he'll never bring us out of COVID. Did anybody hear that? I mean, like, once we had the vaccine, I was like, okay, we're probably going to be okay. We'll probably be okay. And I did trust the administration to distribute the vaccine. What the hell could you possibly have meant with the Destiny comment? I shouldn't have went into detail. Why is that a regret? The Destiny thing, man, like, I just wish, like, look, there was a lot of stuff that came out with the Destiny thing that was, like, very damning on its face.
Okay, so what's less damning now?
I will say I can't tell you every single particular detail of the case, but I've kept up about certain like things that have come out during that case. I still have disagreements with kind of like turning all of that into content. Feels a bit.
So wait. So he's literally wait. Has he just been watching Destiny segments and just accepting all of it? Does he even check it against the court record? You know, Destiny will present things as revelations that aren't. So right now he's pretending that he's got no idea that Pixie sent the video to her boyfriend as well. Yet it was always stated that they had a discussion about sending it to significant others. And Destiny never contested the idea that Pixie was doing the same until like a few weeks ago. It's like, it's so fucking crazy. Like that was, it was always baked in. That's the one thing I can think of that might convince someone something's changed. But it wasn't the case. But it's just a total fucking bullshit lie from Destiny. So what has changed, Hutch? Please tell us what has changed.
But in retrospect, like I think like putting distance between myself and Destiny and other creators doing the same, I don't regret that at all. I was distancing myself from something that was really radioactive, and he was not like entitled to, you know, everyone that he ever collaborated with like a couple times to, you know, reach out and like.
See, this is actually, dude, Dan should actually be fulfilling his promise to make sure that none of these rats are allowed back on the fucking ship. Dan should absolutely be fulfilling that promise, because this is despicable. This is despicable. He's sitting here saying he wants to have his cake and eat it too, in both directions, right? He is saying, I wasn't wrong for disavowing Destiny, even though I was wrong about the case, and I should take him back now. So, in Hutch's world, in Hutch's mindset, he is the person in every drama who, when their friend is accused of something, falsely accused in Hutch's mind now, falsely accused, essentially, he is the guy in all these allegation dramas who, despite knowing it's kind of bullshit, or thinking maybe it's kind of bullshit, not having all the details, immediately drops him and offers a massive moral condemnation when really he doesn't know anything about it, and he doesn't actually care about any of it. Literally does not give a fuck. He is that guy. He is the archetype of the worst fucking personality e-celeb in any fucking allegation drama, who will just ditch their friend for bullshit allegations, in his mind, obviously. Yeah, like Dean dropping Sisson. So he is just like displaying that he is just one of the most despicable people going with this.
Be a friend and other creators doing the same, I don't regret that at all. I was distancing myself from something that was really radioactive, and he was not like entitled to, you know, everyone that he ever collaborated with like a couple times to, you know, reach out and like be a friend in that way. We never had that relationship ever. You know, if that was someone I knew, like someone that was really close to me, I would support my friend in that. Like I would, like, even if they made a mistake and even if they did things that I thought was bad or whatever, you know, like I would still support. But we never. So like, I don't regret like putting distance between myself and all that in the moment. But I think, like, in retrospect, I think I regret like speaking on the particulars of the case, because
so what changed? So what changed? So what changed about your initial statements?
Certain things that have come out, you know, in this trial so far, and we'll see how the rest of the case plays out. But like, that's what I mean when I say that.
But what does the court case have to do with any of it? Is it not about the underlying behavior? The court case wasn't even filed when you disavowed. Is it not about the underlying behavior which has been either admitted to or mostly proven? Depending on which case you're talking about.
So yeah. Like the Willy Mac video too, like I certainly regret like reacting to that. Like I don't think I milked this thing at all, you know. Like there were a few times on stream that people asked me for my opinion about things, and You know, we made like a collective, like, or we made like individual statements like on the podcast, and I feel like that was the correct thing to do at the time, just to like just say like we're gonna distance ourselves. But yeah, reacting to the Willy Mac video, like I'll probably private that video actually.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well now we have to watch this. Now we just have to watch this. Now we have to watch Hutch react to this Willy Mac video.
But yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Archive.
And there's still things that I would be critical of, but I just feel like maybe it's better to just let that process play out, and we'll get more sort of information, be able to come to like more fleshed out opinions or conclusions about the thing.
Dude, it's like so pathetic. Like, say what has changed. Say what has changed, you fucking pussy.
Things in the case that have come to light that made me go like, huh, you know. But I also still like, you know, I also still feel like very bad for Pixie, right? Like that's still a horrific thing to have to go through. And so
also, you know, guys, I haven't showed all stream. That was a great time to remind you, okay, guys, as we continue with this epic Hutch content. 540 people watching right now, 69 likes on stream. It's almost 470 people. Please move the cursor to the thumbs up and clicking it, or pressing a thumbs up on the mobile device. That'd be hugely appreciated. Now, if you want to take your sport one step further, thank you for the $5, that guy 56.
Guys, I thought what Destiny did was pretty bad, but then I watched some Destiny videos and I've changed my mind.
So true. So true.
Lots of things and feelings. Crazy.
Thank you, Max. Thank you. I should have reset my goal on stream elements as well. Thank you. Thank you, Matt N, for the $20. Huge appreciate. Thanks so much. Yeah, you can donate directly through a stream elements link in the pin chat message. You can also buy a membership to the channel, gift a membership to the channel, gift a whole bunch of memberships running throughout the chat, buy a super chat, which will highlight a message and read out on TTS, or buy a super sticker, which is a YouTube image or GIF, that will be highlighted in chat. Then I'll describe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Guys, we're setting up an epic goal, :D, okay? Epic goal, :D. It's in the chat. Or awesome epic goal in the chat. Let's continue.
I still maintain a very healthy degree of sympathy for what that experience must have been like for her. And I feel bad that she had to go through that. Or anybody else who got their shit leaked, right?
Hutch once diverted a debate about skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty to Trump versus Bernie Sanders. Something's not right with this guy. Okay, thank you for the $8, Max.
But at the end of the day, and this is something that I will maintain, at the end of the day, like, Destiny, sometimes he makes it very... he makes it very difficult to, like,
Erudite to Turkey Tom, when I asked Destiny if he had consent, he said probably not.
Thank you for the $10 from Southside. Thank you.
He's just a guy that obviously loves to like push the envelope as far as it can go, and anybody who does that, it can be kind of tricky to be aligned with that with someone like that, because then people go to
no, pushing the envelope isn't really the problem. It's the habitual sexual consent violations that I think are the bigger problem. Actually, I think it's more like the habitual consent violations.
To you, and they're like, well, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? And I'm not, you know, I don't control anybody else's behavior, and just because I associate myself with someone, it doesn't mean that I fucking love everything that they do. That's not even, that to me is not controversial. It's just there are these pressure campaigns that pop up, and people try to like tar and feather you because of something that somebody else did, and that's all very kind of like tiring sometimes.
So you're literally just saying you're a bitch who ditched Destiny to avoid controversy, but you didn't believe anything you were saying. This is like, it's so transparent. Just stand on it like Dan. There's a reason why Dan gets so much less shit for his association with Destiny than most other people. Because he says, yeah, that guy is completely fucked in the head. I'm friends with him though. And doesn't fucking defend him on every fucking point. He's just like, that probably happened. Yeah, that guy was like kind of abusive to his ex-wife. It's like, that's Dan. That's Dan. You doing this mealy-mouthed bullshit where you're, oh, I don't know, man. I feel like some stuff in this case changed. I don't know, man. Giving no examples, like a total pussy. Yeah, no one's got respect for that.
But yeah. Yeah. So anyways, that's, you know, I see some people going into particulars in my chat right now. Like the whole point was like, I think it's better to just like wait. Like there's nothing wrong with just waiting. Just like wait for as much information as can come out in this way to have like a really fully informed opinion on the matter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyways.
And he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and he's living in a different generation. And he...
Okay, well, with that in mind, I think that's the end of the Destiny talk there in his live VOD. With that in mind, let's jump over to his Willy Mac show reaction.
When are the Hutch leaks coming? Listen, I've been fucking shacked up with the same woman for 10 years now. My life.
In my last video, I made clear that if Destiny wanted to be taken seriously again, he'd have to own up to what he did. He's always preaching about accountability, but now when it's his time to finally own up, he doesn't. Instead, he tells me he's going to drop the manifesto to end all manifestos. I was not very confident as the evidence against him was already damning. He literally admitted fault. Aaron tells Destiny, you distributed it non-consensually, and Destiny replies, yeah, I know. I have damaged her severely. He tells Pixie, I'm so sorry, there's literally zero excuse. But he tries to recontextualize this in our interview.
When I sent that message to Pixie, I was like, I feel fucking horrible. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm psychologically damaged. You're like, this is horrible, whatever. I do feel horrible. It has nothing to do with whether or not I consented this on the video. I just feel horrible that something that I was involved in ended up leaking publicly. Like, even if she would have said, like, even if that wouldn't have been sent to anybody, if somebody would have, like, hacked my Google Drive, I would have said the exact same thing.
So was his manifesto good? Well, it seems to have persuaded much of his own community, with many of the top comments praising him. However, when you get down to the meat of the argument he's making, it doesn't change anything. I confront him about doxing, pedo allegations, as well as converse with people from his past. This is the Destiny manifesto. Where there's DMs about you saying, like, hey, I wish this person, has this person been doxed yet?
Yeah, for Anna, that's bullshit. For Jessica and Kuihman, I'd kill him if I could. I'd choke the fucking house into it. Bro, I swear to God, if I quit streaming, I'm gonna fucking go on an assassination mission, okay? People are gonna start disappearing one at a time, okay?
That's why this video is sponsored by Aura, and a topic where people's personal...
Willy, you know, of all creators, like Willy's segues into his ad reads are just fucking top tier, just amazing.
Video.
By the way... Oh yeah, I need to make this point. This is a very important point to make, actually. This is actually a key point to make. This is really important stuff. Okay, this is like really important stuff. So you'll notice there, Destiny actually called for my death, said he would kill me. There is actually a moment in this video that shows Destiny attempting to dox me as well. Obviously, I'm not the only person this has happened to. Now, something a little interesting I saw someone tweet out. A fellow by the name of Little Steve tweeted something very interesting out. Little Steve, Massa Stevie, said anything involving this bad empanada guy or anyone that supports him is justifiable ammo. Anything is justified against Bad Empanada and anyone that supports him. Well, let's apply those standards. Why are we saying this about Bad Empanada? Well, it appears to be because Bad Empanada doxed Willy Mac's wife. So, would Destiny be saying that those who dox people, those who make calls to violence or allusions to violence, should be fair game, and all of their supporters, okay, all the personalities that back them up, all the chatters that back them up, everything, adjust everything against these people. Anything is justifiable. That seems to be the standard to me, is that anything is justifiable against Destiny and the people who support him. No? Is that not the standard? That's what he's laying out for me here. Now, I have principles. I don't think it's no bad tactics, only bad targets. That's not me. But Destiny is very clearly laying out that those are the standards that he believes in. Those are the standards he wishes to be enforced. Is if you're a doxer, if you call for violence, anything is justifiable against your new supporters.
Order taken.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying, Max, actually. I just explicitly said otherwise, actually, Max. But Destiny is clearly laying it out for you. Destiny is clearly laying it out. He is saying This type of behavior isn't okay. Anything is justifiable. That's what I'm saying here.
His manifesto spends a lot of time clarifying that he is the biggest victim of these leaks.
It's incredibly bizarre how many people are fixated on insisting that I'm not a victim in this when I was the primary target of the entire revenge porn posting. While other people were undeniably harmed by these leaks, they were seen as collateral damage to the publisher of the material and the website providing hosting for it in the goal to attack me, whether it was through reputation, monetary harm, or just some other form of sadistic.
I mean, he's just right about that. Like, I don't know why that's controversial. Like, that other people were victimized in the process doesn't change the fact that, you know, it's just patently true that Destiny was the primary target, right?
Humiliation.
Nobody is denying that you are also a victim. Nobody is denying that the hacker is a bad guy. But the only reason there is collateral damage is you. If you didn't non-consensually share these girls' images, there would be nothing for the hacker to leak. I feel like he knows this. He's just trying to mitigate accountability in front of his audience. In Destiny's video, he does provide some background information on the hacker, who goes by the name Solo.
Solo messaged me sometime in the morning and said that he was unhappy with how the coverage of the leaks had been so far. He felt as though people weren't giving it enough attention, so he was going to leak more from my logs with Rose if I didn't allow him to come on my stream and speak with me. I don't exactly remember what the message was, as I just woken up, read it, and then responded briefly before going back to sleep. The next time I checked my messages with him, everything had been deleted.
Luckily, I have them.
Could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like his stuff still sort of shows up on my feed sometimes. And I feel like he was saying something as recently as maybe 2 weeks ago that he and his lawyers expect that the entire case is going to be thrown out. Do we have any update on the... I guess he's probably going to get into the case.
Messages. The messages are Solo demanding Destiny talk to him on stream, or else he's going to leak all the DMs and videos he shared with Rose. He also threatens to release Rose's real age, saying, "You were negligent in verifying her age even after you joked about her looking so young that you would need her ID to make sure she was really even 18. The only other time I heard this allegation of Rose being potentially underage is when I interviewed Kelly Jean.
So he tweeted like a bit over a week ago that the Rose girl was an OnlyFans girl. She's not. She never had an OnlyFans. She was never on any platform that could have verified her identity.
Why is she known as like a Fansly OnlyFans e-girl?
She sold nudes via Twitter. So it's not that we're trying to say Destiny's a pedophile. It's that we're saying Destiny is reckless.
I'm gonna be real, she does end up doing that. It's very much what she would imply. She'd list all this evidence for why Destiny should have been suspicious that she was underage.
Also, didn't bother to check someone's like age, right? It's like a...
Should she claim she was underage?
She said she was 19 to him. That is true. But she also said, or 18 or 19, I think she said in messages she was 18 and then turned 19 is most likely the case. She was also saying, she was saying to Destiny, I can't come see you because my parents won't let me. So there was like a lot of like, within these messages, sort of tone indicators that this is a very young person. So when someone says OnlyFans, they're spreading a piece of misinformation in his benefit. Because if she did do OnlyFans, he could say,
Does Hutch say anything in this react?
Known for verifying people's identity.
Or does he actually just denims it?
Says she's 19. Therefore, it's reasonable to think that she's 19. In this case,
I personally feel like that is too convoluted of an argument. If she lied about her age, I'm probably not going to hold him accountable unless I see evidence that is very obvious that she's lying, or he asked for ID or some shit and she's going no.
So he does do that. He he makes a message saying,
is that in the leak?
I'll have to find the exact quotation of what when he mentions identity.
Kelly never proves this. She links me to the hacker telling Destiny she was underage, and Destiny replies saying she told him she was of age selling not safe for work material.
When we started talking, she told me she was of age. The Solo guy on Kiwi Farms says as much. I don't think she's underage. I don't think she was ever underage. Well, I mean, except for when she was underage, but before I talked to her.
When navigating Kiwi Farms, the hacker himself would clarify in a later post, to Rose's knowledge, Destiny did not know her real age. And even if he did not make it known
Bronze
to her.
2 on
I don't know
rematch,
anything
okay?
about all this stuff. Like, what? I don't know who this Rose person is. I am completely in the dark.
I don't believe Destiny is a pedophile. Now, apparently there are DMs
This was 2 months ago.
jokingly asking for ID, commenting on how young she looks.
If I go to a club and I f someone underage, it doesn't matter that I asked for their age. If they turn out to be younger, you're still going to get prosecuted the same way. It's like the onus is on you. You can use
I know I feel like it's different policy state to state, but if you're in like Texas and you're 25 years old and you sleep with someone and then you find out after the fact that they're a minor, and then that might, like the minor like showed you like a fake ID, I think you can still be prosecuted, but I feel like it depends on the state.
It's called
Are federal laws
statutory
governing this
rape.
stuff?
use that as a defense only to a
Hutch.
point, especially if there are other reasons to believe this person could be underage. As there is in this
Statutory.
case.
As in,
Rose is the person he sent all the leaked content to.
doesn't require
Or at
intent.
least you are not sure.
This happened to NBA player Josh Giddey, and he got acquitted.
No, I don't think we can confirm their identity. So Rose's boyfriend says she was 17 at the time, and I don't know if she says she was 18 or 19 at the time of sending.
I get what you're getting at. I need more before I'm comfortable going that far.
Yeah.
Kelly wasn't able to ever find me this message, so I asked Destiny about it. Did she ever engage with you or like show you like a site where maybe it did check for age verification at any point?
I'm trying to think of how much.
At some point,
no, the answer is yes. So like she active user of I think Tinder to find hookups and shit. And Tinder is an 18 or older app.
And Destiny sent me messages he had with Rose and her talking about using Tinder. I haven't used Tinder in like 8 years, so I don't know. Google says it verifies age. There needs to be more tangible evidence. Right now,
This was so retarded. Tinder did not verify age when Destiny was talking about that shit. It's so, dude,
case scenario is that she might have lied to him. And that's the end of the good news for Destiny. Like, yes, congrats, you're not a pedophile, but the few extra wins he racks up during his manifesto are just so insignificant. You know, yes, Pixie did ask for a comical amount of money.
Her first demand letter to me was for a total apology, and then at least $15 million in compensation.
Swinging for the fences there.
That.
Yes, people weaponizing your nudes against you is wrong.
Was now in an impossible position.
I don't even know what he said there.
I don't even know what the precedent is for this kind of thing.
It's a start. It's a starting negotiation. It's your first number in the negotiation, so it's going to be high.
Never even heard of it. I'm sure this is not the first time something like this has ever happened in a world with 8 billion people. I do think that she's entitled to significant compensation. Like 7 figures minimum. I think that that's perfectly reasonable. But I don't know. I just assume this would be a case of that her lawyers kind of came up with that number, and maybe they were like figuring that it would be negotiated down. I would assume would be what would be happening in this spot.
Actually, you should lowball in all negotiations. It's just polite.
Revenge point of me was still being blasted across the internet with family members, including my 13-year-old son, being spammed with explicit videos of me, sometimes even by popular social media personalities like Just a Minx. I guess it's
7 figures based. W
I'm trying to get better,
Hutch.
but the image of Destiny sucking that.
No, W Hutch actually.
And then this was just her casually, replying to tweets of mine,
Complaining about is what Pixie and everyone else you shared videos of has to go through now too. You chose to share videos of yourself with an e-girl. They didn't. You made that decision for them. He acts like this is a
Yeah, 7 figures and now he's crawling back. It should cost Destiny 7 figures and now I'm crawling back, bro.
Taken one PR line and accepted it as a fact without ever digging past the surface. I'm not even sure what you're referring to there.
Everybody signed up for, which is not true.
For people who are extremely concerned with their privacy or material possibly leaking, I generally just recommend that we don't record any.
Pixie lied too, and I stopped giving a after this drama. After that, still watching Destiny streams. I'm not sure what you're referring to when it comes to Pixie there.
Anything at all, as there's always some risk that stuff can leak.
What he's not acknowledging is the risk was him.
Okay, so he doesn't think Pixie lied
Destiny
here.
did horrible shit in this situation. Pixie did less horrible shit than Destiny. What horrible shit did Pixie do? What are you even talking about?
His DGG check saying he's not going to sue the hacker anymore. I'm probably not going to push it any farther since it's just bad publicity for me now. And Pixie is forcing us both to waste tens of thousands of dollars fighting each other now. Lol W. So I'm supposed to care about the sob story with Minx and Kiwi Farms hosting his nudes when he doesn't even want to pursue the culprits anymore.
It's incredibly bizarre how many people are fixated on insisting that I'm not a victim in this when I was the primary target of the entire revenge porn posting. While other people were undeniably harmed by these leaks, they were seen as collateral damage to the publisher of the material and the website providing hosting for it in the goal to attack me, whether it was through reputation, monetary harm, or just some other form of sadistic humiliation.
You were the primary target, but the collateral damage is because of you. Destiny never acknowledges this. He has the money to do it all. He's mad at Pixie though because in her story, he's not the victim. He's the bad guy. Now Pixie took him to court, and part of when you do that is you don't get an instant public-facing apology. I understand that, but instead of staying quiet, Destiny claims he had implied consent because Pixie...
I don't know where you saw any. I mean, like, look, I could be completely out of the loop here, but Fezzi, I'm not even sure where you saw that. Apparently, she was also trading around nudes like Destiny without perms. I haven't heard anything about that.
He sent a video of herself with.
So that's not true. So this claimed all the way back then. Destiny did not contest the idea that she had permission until way late. It had been months of this shit before Destiny started actually contesting the she had permission. It was always known that she was sending it to a boyfriend.
With another guy before.
With that out of the way, conversations guessing as to whether or not any of the leaked materials consensually shared was a hot
topic. There's even conversations. There's a specific DM that is leaked where Destiny is talking to Pixie after Lav has a few years ago, after Lav has publicly stated that Pixie and Destiny had sex, where Destiny and Pixie are speaking about how Lav could possibly know. Obviously, Destiny told her, and we know that now. But Pixie's like, well, how does Lav know? How does Lav know about this? And we don't see Destiny's DMs because he's deleted his side, but we see Pixie's response where she says, no one knows on my side either, except obviously my boyfriend, or something like that. So it's pretty clear they agree that no one on, and this is ages after the video has been sent to Rose too, that nobody could possibly know they had sex because only their significant others could know about it. And obviously their significant others would know about it. Why is it obvious? Well, because they discussed. They had discussed that they would tell and share.
Topic of discussion following the initial leaks. Pixie would send messages to people to tell them that she had never sent videos of other people to me before, and she portrayed herself in her Substack as though I was the first person to ever suggest this to her.
She responded to his manifesto, and I assume that Willy Mac is going to address that in this video.
And I was the first person she ever recorded material with. I know that she's messaged people with stuff like this.
To me, her lying about the nature of their sexting would only make her a hypocrite. It doesn't make sharing other people's nudes without their consent.
Pixie lied in her Substack that she was sexually inexperienced prior to Destiny, despite her sending porn of herself with other people to Destiny prior to them filming. That doesn't mean that someone's super experienced. What do you mean? Wait, what? What is that logic? Because if somebody engaged in like exchanging of nudes previous to another sexual relationship, that means that they can't be inexperienced. What if they only have like 1 or 2 partners? Like, I would say someone who has only had like 2 partners, I would still call that like sexually inexperienced. Or like, if you haven't had long-term relationships with a sexual relationship, like maybe if you've slept with a couple people, but they weren't like long-term, I would still say that that's pretty inexperienced.
Okay, he doesn't even know if she didn't have consent.
Pixie was comfortable sending me videos of her and other identifiable men, with them even having saved the videos on their own phones. Took video of some guy, I can see you later interested. Sure, I'll send them to you when I get them. At no point in any of these conversations did Pixie ever mention having explicit consent from any of these other men to share these videos with me. I have no way of contacting them today to find out if she did. All this to say,
So here he just casts aspersions. He says, "Oh yeah, I can't know whether these people consented," after he's already cried about people doing that with his phone recorded Grindr audio hookup recordings. Fucking, you know, the pocket recordings of fucking Grindr hookups. He was fucking crying about people saying, "Oh, you know, it kind of seems like because this phone's in your pocket as you walk up to the apartment, and then you know, get sucked off by this guy, and then take your phone out while still in the apartment and turn off a recording. It kind of seems like basically what happened here is you snuck your phone in while recording without consent." And Destiny freaked the fuck out and was like, "How dare you say that? How can I even prove that? How dare, it's so disgusting when people would say this about, people would try and make me prove this." And then he did the exact same shit to Pixie. The exact same shit.
After you lose your virginity, you're a sex god. Exactly, yeah.
Was being
That's exactly what that logic is, yeah.
understood by both sides of the situation.
What do you mean? How? He's assuming that she didn't have permission from this guy when he has no reason to believe that. And in what world does this give him consent to share her nudes? This makes no sense. This was the manifestos to end all manifestos. And it's literally debunked by his own logic in our interview. One of the leaks on Kiwi Farms was a blowjob.
I don't know if he is going to respond, but Pixie did directly address that by saying she did have consent with her previous partner to send videos before.
Recording that happened with a guy he met on Grindr. And the recording allegedly starts before he walks into the guy's apartment. And if you read the DM of Destiny sharing the video to Rose, he says, "This is just the end. Again, audio scuffed because my phone was in my pocket," implying that the video was secretly recorded. Here is Destiny's defense.
Oh, why would he have it in his pocket and not record the thing with the video? It must be because he's not letting the person know. He's secretly recording.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So here, okay, so let me preface this by saying the only reason that recording that you're talking about is leaked is because I think all the girls that started messaging afterwards were like, "Oh my God, this might be non-consensual, blah, blah, blah." I think that group of people started leaking shit to Kiwi Farms of hookups that nobody is alleging anything wrong has happened. So it's very annoying. And that what you're talking about, like literally audio, that entire
Now, there was one person specifically that was alleging that they had been shown evidence in private that they were recorded without their consent. I mean, I don't know what he's talking about there.
everything is now just public for no reason. So that is revenge porn of me posted that everybody's just spreading because it's fucking epic and hilarious, okay?
That makes sense.
In all honesty, what's probably going to happen here is the case will be dropped or settled. Then this will fade into internet obscurity until it gets brought up years from now as a one-off insult in the middle of a debate. I mean, Vosh literally accidentally showed his underage cartoon porn, and his career is fine. I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying at all. I think that's very likely what is going to happen. Yeah.
Sense to me. If the guy involved isn't claiming wrongdoing at this point, who cares? It's irrelevant.
That being said, generally with guys on Reddit, there are guys that I've spoken with, and some people are like, "Hey, are you happy? Are you comfortable recording stuff? Do you want to do video?" Most guys aren't comfortable with video. A couple have been, obviously, hence my leaks. Some guys are like, "Okay, cool. You know, like audio's fine. I don't care as long as you can identify." That's why I don't even know how many of my things have been leaked at this point. But like, it's pretty obvious the guy can like see my phone or he said like, "Oh, whatever." I think for that particular one, now I think this recording was like 5 years or 4 years ago, so I don't remember. But for this particular guy, he has said, "Listen, if you want to record audio, that's fine, but like, don't pull your phone out. I don't want to see it. I'm like really paranoid about my face getting recorded." I'm like, "Okay, I'll just probably start it before I come to the apartment." He's like, "That's fine. Just like don't pull your phone out because that would like it's like he's just like paranoid about like me recording his face." So, like, okay, that was the hookup story for that dude. But it's really gay to talk about this because, well, one, it's actually gay, but then two, also, nobody's alleging like any wrongdoing for any of these hookups. So it's like really weird that because other people are literally leaking and spreading revenge for me, and they're having me like describe like this fucking works, so I know it's consensual. Like nobody's even making an allegation of this. Like I don't know if this is gonna turn into like every single like I don't know if people are gonna start leaking every single video of every
I feel like that's not true. I feel like people did specifically allege that they were recorded without consent.
recorded and they're like, "I need you to explain to me like what
Was it more than one?
I mean,
Sure, but
Jared
like,
did.
allegation.
Yep.
That's why the fuck are talking about all my hookups is cringy, gross, and weird. But that's my I mean that's for that. Yeah.
If he's not complaining about it, then how do we know?
Nobody
what
else.
he did?
Nobody else.
He's
Yeah.
secretly
Nobody else.
recorded.
It's
Yeah.
fucking started. Yes.
With that same logic,
Well, Cherry came forward and made that.
entirely debunks Destiny's implied consent defense for Pixie because that guy's not out here complaining. In fact, Pixie claims she had consent from him, actual consent to send those videos. Consent defense for Pixie because that guy's not out here complaining. In fact, Pixie
Yeah, this is the DM I was talking about, is here. "No one knows either on my end except my ex-BF. I trust you / believe you. Do you think they're going to make up a bunch of stuff?" That's her talking to Destiny.
claims she had consent from him, actual consent to send those videos. He writes, "This is false. This guy was my ex who consented to sharing. I was not
So he did show her response to it.
recording random one-night stands." I'll be real, the DM she links don't really prove anything, but then a guy named Tom asks,
Well, no, they kind of do, actually. It's just Willy Mac being fucking retarded. So obviously this is from March 5th, 2023. She says, "No one knows either on my end." So that obviously implies, like, pretty much the only thing Destiny can be saying in that previous message, the only thing it's reasonable to assume Destiny's saying is something like, no one knows on my end except Melina. Pretty much the only reasonable thing he could be saying in that previous DM, which is obviously a total fucking lie, because he told Lav and he'd shared the video around. And not only that, but it's communicating here that her ex-boyfriend would know they had sex. It follows from that it's reasonable that Pixie would have told Destiny that stuff was being shared with her ex-boyfriend. So we can't know that part for sure. That's less strong than the other part. But it is there, saying, except my ex-BF. Destiny knew her ex-boyfriend would know about them having sex, at the very minimum. So the idea that Destiny now is suddenly acting like how would this this is the conversation Destiny wants you to believe happened. He had a conversation with Pixie, where they both said their partners would be the only ones who knew they had sex. Destiny told Pixie that Melina would be getting videos, but Pixie, in that moment, did not say anything to Destiny about her boyfriend, her significant other, getting videos. So this is, for some reason, a purely asymmetrical agreement in this conversation that they both agree happened. Just Destiny says, no, it was an asymmetrical agreement. That sounds retarded. That sounds retarded. No, the far more reasonable explanation is that you both agreed to send it to significant others.
He did show her response to it.
Recording random one-night stands. I'll be real, the DM she links don't really prove anything, but then a guy named Tom asks, the question is whether or not you had consent to share the videos. She clarifies, I had consent, I believe the courts will exonerate me. So Destiny's entire defense of calling Pixie a hypocrite is debunked by his own logic. It comes off as incredibly desperate. She says, Destiny, you are now using intimate details of my life against me. I need you to stop. You've already shared some of my most intimate moments for the world to see. Why are you forcing me to share more? Another defense Destiny alludes to in his response is that he was part of the scandalous videos, therefore that makes it okay to share. In a way, Pixie is kind of like the perfect victim.
It seems like she shared news with you. You shared them with a third party. That party got hacked. It all leaks.
By the way, I want to clarify a couple things. Hold on, just real quick. I never sent nudes that somebody sent me to somebody else. I've never done that before. It's really weird. I've only ever sent videos that I'm in. Now, sometimes it's videos with other people, but like in terms of me sending anything to another person, it's like it's because I'm in it, not because somebody else is in it. Just to be super clear on that. To some people, that doesn't matter. For other people, that's like a really big point because when that post was written for Pixie, it was written like he wanted to show my body off and blah blah blah. That's not true at all. She's not even naked in that.
Well, I mean, she's obviously like a part of that video. She's like an essential part of that video. So like, even if the kink is like, here's me in a sexual position, you still need a partner to be in that position.
Video.
That doesn't make any difference to me. He violated the person's trust in sharing the intimate video in the first place. Him being part of it or
Edmard said, after the allegation from Cherry, there was also a screenshot of a G Drive link that was apparently a recording of, I don't know about all that. Like, if the court case continues and there's more filings, I'm sure, you know, we'll have a lot more details at some point.
not changes nothing. It seems like the only reason he would bring this up is if he felt like there was some sort of legal distinction.
I'm talking about anything that's related, like
I'm
specifically
going to
to any
ask
of
the
the
question,
causes of action.
and then you say if it can be allowed in the video or not, because if not, I'm not trying to f anybody, okay?
Oh.
You very much clarified you're part of these videos too. Guess what I'm wondering is, does that make a legal distinction? Is that
Yeah, I'm wondering what he wants to hide in this video.
There's two parts that are really important that I'm okay comfortable talking about. So for one part of legal distinction here, and this is annoying because it applies legally and it applies morally, I think, and I guess it applies to the PR angle too. Like, I have never ever in my life, like,
probably best to wait for the court case. I mean, I'm gonna wait for more details before coming to like very specific determinations. But there is enough in the public sphere at this point to have certain opinions.
This might be it.
Try to like shit on somebody.
Does he expand on that at any point? What opinions can you have from public information?
I like sharing like a revenge porn.
Like, for example, it seems pretty open and shut that he shared nudes with someone without their permission. Like he himself seemingly has admitted to that multiple times.
So
in private correspondence,
I guess this is probably why he wants private, because he says this. He says this.
So
just to hide this.
I feel like you're entitled to have an informed opinion at that point. Now, are there going to be like granular details that maybe change kind of this thing or that thing on the margins of the story? Yeah, maybe, probably, right? But the core of the allegation remains pretty like rock solid. Like somebody woke up one day and images of them of a sexually explicit nature were being passed around to like thousands or perhaps millions of people, and they had never intended those videos to be public. I'm speaking about Pixie in this spot, and yeah, there's enough info to feel like she was like certainly victimized. Would be a good word for it, right?
Of them.
You're talking about like the maliciousness of it, right?
Yeah, because
now there would be like that's the distinction that they're kind of going into now. Like Destiny wants there to be this really big distinction because he didn't intend for these pictures to come out. He didn't intend for this harm to befall Pixie. Seems like he's really counting on that being like exonerating in some way, but and there is a difference. Like there's a spectrum of wrongdoing, and so like on one spectrum, maliciously, like knowingly sending someone nudes out in order to humiliate them and intentionally violate their trust in a way like to like direct harm their way, that would be much worse than what is going on here. But I don't think that the fact that there's something worse that's possible makes what already happened here necessarily any better. It's okay, yeah, it's, you know, that's worse in comparison, but there's still a lot of damage here, right?
Some people say like, oh, I was trying to like humiliate, you know, like I was trying to humiliate. Like, no, I've never in my life have I done that. I would never do. Well, I mean, there was 14 years ago with the one blue tea girl. That was shitty behavior, for sure.
Blue Tea was somebody that Destiny sexted and then shared their nudes with his buddies, at least according to Ryan Beard's video, an old forum post I could find online.
I just thought it would be funny to share this woman's private nudes with his friends and joke about how f***ing hideous her face is compared to her beautiful body. And he also insulted her because he thought she looked like Shrek. So he shared a woman's private nudes without consent for the purpose of degrading her. In response, Blue Tea hacked Destiny's Twitter and tweeted out pictures of his dick.
She didn't deserve any of that. That was me being a retard or whatever. Like, I agree with that. But like, I've never in my life, I'm never like sending videos or pictures like, oh yeah, this is gonna humiliate this person. Like, that's just insane. Okay, that claim is insane. Nothing that's
Didn't Pixie openly speculate that Destiny did it on purpose and maliciously did it to her? She did, and I feel like a lot of people were giving her shit for that because, I mean, I don't think there's strong evidence that that's what he did. I don't think there's any evidence that he did it maliciously to harm her. But when you've experienced harm on that scale like she did, it's easy to imagine.
I'm sorry, Destiny has acknowledged how many times, if you send something to a couple people online, you know it's going to leak. At what point do you just say, okay, dude, you knew what you were doing fully, and you seem to get off on leaking these details and having shit come out and be exposed. And you go and when shit leaks, you go and refer other girls to the public posts. So like it just comes off like this guy, at minimum, does not give a fuck, possibly deliberately engages this way. Like that seems very reasonable to me to assume he deliberately engaged in this way.
Why somebody would speculate that that's what happened? You know what I mean? Like it's like if you put yourself in her shoes, and then try to imagine going through that experience of feeling violated in such a public way, then your brain's gonna go to places like that. I feel like that's like seems like a pretty human reaction, right?
Leaked from my logs implies that. I've never had a conversation leaked that implies that I would ever do that to somebody. Like, that's just wild. Yeah.
Just to be clear, these, because I have not seen the videos, just to be clear, there is videos of Pixies that were leaked. She was not aware that you shared these with Rose.
I can't speak to that. I will clarify one thing.
Fair enough.
It's video. It's one singular video.
The Blue Tea drama happened in 2012, and if he was caught sharing...
Well, I mean, I don't... Does anybody dispute that happened at this point? Is anybody denying that that's what happened? At this point, the distinction between one video or several videos doesn't really seem material to come to a conclusion about this or to have an opinion about it.
Sharing nudes then, and he was caught sharing nudes...
Does any party dispute or deny that videos of Pixie were released without her consent? I don't know if anyone has denied that.
Now, that means he was probably sharing nudes in all the years in between. In fact, right after the Pixie drama blew up in January, DMs from a girl named Hannah leaked showing Destiny seemingly still trying to share nudes, saying, oof, I guess now that some stuff is...
I understand her perspective. I feel bad for her doing that. Could sink her case. I mean, I'm not up to date on Florida law, so I don't think I can opine one way or the other there, but I don't know if that would sink her case, right?
LMAO, if you want videos of me eating, I got them. She laughs and then says, haha, no.
He might be limited in what he might say because of the legal stuff, of course.
Oh, don't show me that. Those are super private. I can't imagine how it feels having something so private be public, even if you were poly. Now, this is crazy because behind the scenes, Pixie is saying he ruined her life and is posting her suicide note to him less than a month earlier. And if he was still doing this, that is psychotic behavior. Now, Destiny would claim that this was all just edgy jokes that took place when they were flirting. He deleted his DM, so it's hard to understand the full context.
This is like half on the record, off the record. I don't give a fuck. Figure out what you want to put.
Is it safe to say that no matter the outcome of this, Destiny will probably fuck up again? I mean, I can't speak to his moral journey. People... I know a lot of people that engage in sort of self-destructive behavior at various points in their lives, and then they turn things around. It's possible that people turn things around. And according to him and a lot of his viewers, Destiny's viewers, he already has, like, this is not behavior that he...
Except you're literally watching a video where he's sparking out, calling for violence and doxing people, right?
He does anymore, is what I've heard from...
Or do we not care about anything bad Empanada does? Like, this is the thing, right? Is these people, these wretched fucks like Hutch, want to virtue signal endlessly about fucking bad Empanada, dude. Because he what? I think the worst thing I've heard about bad Empanada doing is loner box stuff. Apparently some of his fans got together and fucked with his university or some shit. I don't... That's like the worst stuff. And then the shit they pull out is like, he threatened to kill aristocracy by making a joke about the terrorists from a video game. He called a hitman on Vosh by posting an address from the show Beverly Hills 90210. He tried to get Destiny and Loaderbox killed in Israel by putting out a tweet that says, Lion's Den, you could do the funniest thing right now. It's like, and then you go look at Destiny, and this guy is actually like a depraved, despicable, worthless, vindictive, like non-stop doxing, calling for violence, violating consent of men and women. just a total reprobate through and through. And they're just like, oh, well, some stuff was misunderstood. I feel like some stuff was misunderstood. Bro, how can anyone take them seriously?
But
Okay,
well, hold on,
here's
hold on.
a lot of dark humor. Okay, I've made jokes about a lot of things that people come back and try to make me sound like a sociopath. Like me and my kid's mom used to be physically abusive towards each other, and some people will link clips of me talking about it 10 years ago. He said he used to choke out his ex.
Even if he went down to hold her to stop throwing shit instead of hitting her, I'm almost 100% sure everyone would be saying the same shit. He had to leave her. He was going, yeah, of course.
was he interacting with chat while he was driving? Jesus Christ.
Dude, I wish I would film my shit with Rachel. I wouldn't have any fans because you guys would probably think I'm a fucking abuser too. Guaranteed, because you better believe I had to choke her out a few fucking times. That shit got crazy. Hell yeah, it did. And I guarantee you that everybody here would probably think I'm a fucking crazy physical abuser too. Sure.
Oh, he's parked. Okay, Jesus.
I'm joking when I say this shit. Or people say like, oh, Destiny's happy. that
Joking. Haha. JK. JK about choking out my ex-wife, something that I've stated on numerous occasions and defended.
His friend committed suicide when he was 20 because he jokes about it. It's like, I do joke a lot of crazy shit. I joke about Rifle killing himself. There's also sad of it. So me and Hannah had been chatting maybe for on and off for like a year, had never been sexual ever, not even remotely sexual and anything ever. And then
I meant her accusing Destiny of doing it maliciously. She could be compromising her own case. Destiny has made it clear that it was not malicious. I don't know how that would compromise her case, but I'm not a fucking lawyer, so maybe you're more.
As of like,
maybe you're more like educated on the like the implications of that.
Got the dates on the messages. Was it like 2 months ago or 3 months ago?
It was, yeah.
I think she makes a joke with Merc about Merc. Oh, and she deleted all those messages. Very clever. But she makes a joke about Merc. And she's like, oh my god, I just like that crazy girl Merc arguing with her. And then she's like, just so you know, I would.
Destiny trashed all his connections because they didn't like what happened. What's like I feel like ABBA is a really good example of like how your behavior can ripple out and affects like other relationships too. It's like put yourselves in the shoes of any creator that is, that rely on themselves as their brand to make money, like your livelihood. There are just practical, I'm putting aside the morals
we don't know who messaged
associating with this person or that person, which is an entirely separate conversation. When you're a creator, you are the person that is in charge of like all of your income, and all of your income revolves around your appeal. And if you associate with someone who is mired in this kind of controversy, there could be serious like material consequences for you. And so like, I feel like Destiny just put everybody that he associated with in a really tricky situation. Now, of course, I mean, this happened 5 years ago, whatever, but like, nonetheless, like we're still accountable to the things that we did years ago. And unless you're like a good friend of his, there's just like, there are so many legitimate reasons to put space between you and any creator that is embroiled in that kind of controversy. That's just something like practical consideration. I mean, again, that's just the moral argument is completely different. It's a totally different subject, but that's a question that like every creator has to ask themselves, because like in this like social media ecosystem, there are these vast interconnected networks. And so we're all like appearing on each other's stuff. And so you make these associations. And a lot of the times you make these associations, you don't really know much about the person that you're having a conversation with. Like maybe you saw a video of theirs and you really liked it and you're like, hey, do you want to collaborate? Let's talk about something. You're not doing a private detective. You're not doing like a background check on everybody that you have conversations with. And so when stuff like this comes up, and Destiny's not the first example of this. This is like something, when you do content creation and you don't live on an island and you collaborate with other people, this is just something that is going to happen over and over and over and over and over again. Like, Destiny's not going to be the last person that I've collaborated with where there's going to be some stuff that comes out that paints them in a really poor light or creates some kind of controversy. And I'll have to make the same decision then that I do. And I make different decisions based on different circumstances or whatever. But yeah.
Never ever out any of your advances, LOL. And so when I see him right now, like, oh, that's a green light to flirt, I guess. And I think our next conversation
could be woo, could be not so erudite. Who knows?
She makes a reference to something about like videos or like or something sexual or whatever.
My money is on erudite. My money is on erudite. I'm going to be real.
And I think I make the joke. I'm like, hey, listen, I really like her videos. They're still up on Kiwi Farms, LOL, which is true. But like, that was the extent of my message.
I can't prove anybody right.
I mean, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess that's true to a certain extent for people that even don't do content creation. Like people just that have normie 9-to-5 jobs have to think about these things as well. So it's just there's a public element to content creation that adds a layer of complexity that can change the calculus. Yeah.
They're wrong here because they both deleted messages. And to be fair to him, he didn't send anything. But if she said yes to the offer, would he have? That's up to you to decide.
Would never. I don't want to. I'm not going to drag any of these people. Okay, but I will say. Like I don't want to do any. I'm not going to do anything. Okay, but like there are so many girls.
When was this interview, by the way? Because it seems like this interview happened in the last like month. It seems like this is a recent interview, right?
That send me messages. I'm not even sure. But like there's so many girls that send me messages like this when everything was leaking. Okay.
I don't know. I think the moral and business association argument should be one and the same. I mean, they're linked, right? But they're kind of separate, but they're linked, right? Yeah.
Hold on. You just sent me something.
When are the Hutch leaks coming? Listen, if any shit, and this isn't me just like doing like a holier than thou thing, like. I mean, I've definitely done some shit that I would be judged harshly for by the internet when I was like in my 20s or maybe 30s or whatever. I feel like that's the case for everybody. But I've been shacked up with the same woman for 10 years now. My life is very boring, and I love that my life is very boring. It's incredible. If my shit hacks now, the biggest risk to me would be just what a fucking nerd I am. Like people looking at my YouTube history and watching me watch like MCU film rumor videos 5 times a day. That'd be kind of embarrassing. Like if that, I'll tell you guys or whatever, but like 41-year-old dude watching like MCU rumor YouTube videos 5 times a day every day. And the other thing too is I've seen many a downfall of many a creator because of leaked stuff. I started seeing that really early on. Like it took a minute for it to start happening. Like YouTube celebrity or whatever was a novel thing still back in 2009. And there just wasn't a whole lot of this kind of drama that happened. But I remember back in 2011 thinking to myself, wait a second, like there's a lot more kind of famous YouTubers. And so the odds of there being something like a sex scandal, it's like, when are we going to have our first YouTube sex scandals? What I remember thinking about like in 2011, I was like, it's going to happen at some point. And then I think like the first one was this, you remember the Shaytards? You guys remember mean, iFly, that was a different kind of thing. That wasn't really like a leak, but you guys remember the Shay Carl? Remember that? And then he called his kids like little tards. That was fucking crazy in retrospect. Like his name was Shay Carl and he called his family the Shay Tards. And then there was like, he gave his kids like little tard names. So it was like baby tard. It was crazy. Like, and I remember thinking in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. And then I remember thinking like, actually, this is kind of dark. Like imagine growing up as a kid and your shit is just broadcast out to the internet in daily vlogs. Like I just remember thinking like, wait, I don't think I like this. Shay Carl was this guy who was like one of the OG vloggers. And he was, I think he was a Mormon. I don't think faith was a big
cool,
part
man.
of the content.
This is a great fucking tangent, I gotta say.
I didn't know that.
He spoke about Destiny for about 20 seconds in this fucking video.
Again, if something like that had happened to me. If you guys were
Does he not even finish the Willy Mac video? He doesn't.
He jacked his shit on and then he walks over and then he realizes his mistake and he's like, oh, hey guys. Crazy. You know, so when that happened, I'm like, okay, that's a lesson. Never beat your shit on the same computer that you use for work. From that point on, I did not beat my shit using my work computer. I keep it completely segregated. And then for like private DM stuff, you know, like I've seen so many private DMs leak.
Hutch dropping knowledge.
I DM anybody. I mean, there's some DMs that would come out that would maybe be like a little embarrassing because it's just not something that I would want to talk about in public. But when it comes to private DMs, I'm just like, let's just proceed under the assumption that all of our correspondence will come out in a court hearing at some point in my life. And so I don't always do that, right? Like I'm not perfect, but like as a general rule of thumb, there are just certain things that I don't do because I've seen creators lose their entire careers.
Do not put evidence of a crime in messages. I hear you loud and clear, Hutch. Great advice. Great advice.